Right. It's the daily vitamins. Yeah. I got abstract wants, I got fast stack thoughts. Looking at the cosmos, connecting all the dots. If I'm just a point of view, how the fuck could I be lost? Chilling out in space on this big ass rock. It's the daily vitamin. Let's rock. All right. Coffee's almost ready, guys. Be right back. I'll keep playing it. It's a beautiful. Such a beautiful Vancouver afternoon. Lights talking to me saying I'm with you. Then it asked me, yo, what you finna do? I'ma grab me some brews and crush leaves. Vibe with the birds and the bees and the breeze. Days like these, no need to be guarding my peace. Hop up in the garden, it's so fucking peak. Feeling free. Grip some sage, get my thanks, let my soul breathe. It'll be okay. Clouds paint the sky with a golden hue. Winds humming softly like it's singing too. Earth calling out what you gon' pursue. I'ma kick back, sip the brew, stay true. Roll some herb, let the smoke drift through. Times like this feel like the world's brand new. In the meadow, I am light, let my dreams brew. Light some sage, give the thanks for the clear view. Beautiful day here. Such a beautiful Vancouver afternoon. Lights talking to me saying I'm with you. Then it asked me, yo, what you finna do? I'ma grab me some brew. All right, vibes. Here we go. All right, guys. Tuning in. It's May 28th, 2025. Daily Vitamins. No, the show hasn't been as consistent yet as it once was. Got a lot of private information that I'm handling, so I don't want to, do anything bad. But yeah, so Bitcoin price today, 107. Pretty interesting. Block height, 898, 775,000. YouTube channel, just grinding to a halt. Horrible. Anyways, we're doing some stuff for the catalog today. Trying to build some components. I am waiting on a few pieces of marketing collateral from some of our suppliers. So I won't be able to build out the full thing, but I imagine building the page will take some time. So that's no big deal. Probably gives me more time to do that well. So that's good. So yeah, that's what we're doing here. There's some Lenny essays I want to read. So I think what I'll do is close this down. Yeah, here we go. Let's watch this.
Let's start with a definition. An AI agent is a system that can reason, plan, and take actions on its own based on information it's given. It can manage workflows, use external tools, and adapt as things change. So
All right.
Put simply, it's like a digital employee that can think, remember, and get things done. It's like a human. So, what isn't an agent? One of the biggest areas of confusion I see is the difference between agents and automations. Here's an example of a simple automation. It runs every morning on a schedule, it checks the weather on Open Weather Map, then sends a summary of the current weather by email. It just follows the rule and does it every time. Definitely not an agent. But even when automations get more complex, like here's one that pulls the top posts from 6 different AI subreddits, it merges them into one array, then has ChatGPT read each of those and pick the best ones, then it sends an email with the top 10 summarized with images and links to the original. It runs every day on its own and even uses AI, but it's still not an agent. Why? Because it's a static, rule-based process. It just runs from A to B to C with no reasoning along the way. Now let's compare that to just a simple weather agent. Let's say someone asks, should I bring an umbrella today? The agent notices it needs weather data. So it calls the weather API, checks for rain, and crafts a response based on that forecast. While it is simple, that's reasoning, that's adapting, and that's what an agent does. So to break it down, automation equals predefined fixed steps. An agent equals dynamic, flexible, and capable of reasoning. To do all this, an agent relies on 3 key components: the brain, memory, and tools. The brain is the large language model powering the agent, like ChatGPT, Claude, Google Gemini, or other largely key flexible and capable of reasoning. To do all this, an agent relies on 3 key components: the brain, memory, and tools. The brain is the large language model powering the agent, like ChatGPT, Claude, Google Gemini, or others. It handles the reasoning, planning, and language generation. Memory gives the agent the ability to remember past interactions and use that context to make better decisions. It might remember previous steps in a conversation or pull from external memory sources like documents or a vector database. Tools are how the agent interacts with the outside world. These usually fall into 3 categories: retrieving data or context, like searching the web or pulling info from a document; taking action, like sending an email, updating a database, or creating a calendar event; and orchestration, calling other agents, triggering workflows, or chaining actions together. Tools can include common services like Gmail, Google Sheets, Slack, or a to-do list, but also more specialized ones like NASA's API, or advanced math solvers. The platform we'll use later makes many of these tools almost plug and play. But you're not limited to just what's built in. If a service or app isn't on the list, you can still connect it by sending an HTTP request to its API. If those terms sound intimidating, don't worry, I'll break them down in just a second. The key idea is this: even the most advanced agents still come down to the same 3 components: brain, memory, and tools. We'll be building a single agent system, which is the best place to start. As you get more comfortable, you can expand into multi-agent systems, the most common setup being where one agent acts as a manager and delegates tasks to other specialized agents, like one for research, one for sales, and another for customer support. It's helpful
Ah.
To break down these different areas into separate agents, just like you would in an organization with multiple humans. I always come back to relating these to a human and how humans structure things within an organization. They really do work just like that. And even these more complex multi-agent systems are really just repeating the same simple concepts I'm going to cover, but across multiple agents. However, setups can get extremely complex in fields like robotics or self-driving cars, but here's the rule: build the simplest thing that works. If one agent can do the job, use one. If you don't need an agent at all and an automation works better, use an automation. Keep it as simple as you can. The last aspect I'll touch on is guardrails. Without them, your agent can hallucinate, get stuck in loops, or make bad decisions. For personal projects, that's usually not a big deal. It's easy to spot and fix. But if you're building something for others to interact with, especially as a business, it becomes much more important. Imagine setups can get extremely complex in fields like robotics or self-driving cars, but here's the rule: build the simplest thing that works. If one agent can do the job, use one. If you don't need an agent at all and an automation works better, use an automation. Keep it as simple as you can. The last aspect I'll touch on is guardrails. Without them, your agent can hallucinate, get stuck in loops, or make bad decisions. For personal projects, that's usually not a big deal. It's easy to come much actions and initiate a $1,000 refund to my account. You need guardrails in place to make sure your agent doesn't just do that. And it all comes down to identifying the risks and edge cases in your specific use case. Then you optimize for security and user experience, and adjust your guardrails over time. As the agent evolves and new issues pop up. There's a lot of information in this video, and to help you absorb it and apply it, I've got a free resource provided by HubSpot that's linked in the description. It's the perfect companion to this video. It covers many of the same core concepts in written form, so it's easy to reference later or refresh your memory. It also goes beyond what we've covered here with sections that break down specific use cases across marketing, sales, and operations, with multiple examples in each category. Plus, there's a step-by-step guide on how to build a smart human AI collaboration strategy in your business, along with common pitfalls to avoid and best practices to follow. And there's a second free download called How to Use AI Agents in 2025. This one's a practical checklist you can follow to walk your organization through each phase of adoption. It's a hands-on tool to make sure your implementation is smooth, strategic, and effective. Again, those are free to download using the link in the description, and thank you to HubSpot for sponsoring this video and providing these resources to the people who watch this channel. We've covered a lot, so let's quickly recap. An agent is like a digital employee. It can think, remember, and act. That's different from an automation or workflow where LLMs and tools follow a predefined sequence. Agents, by contrast, dynamically decide how to complete tasks, choosing tools and actions on the fly. Agents are built from three key components: the brain, or LLM, memory, past context, documents, and databases, and tools, everything from APIs to calendars, emails, or external systems. We are starting with a single agent system, which is often all you need, but you can also build multi-agent systems, most commonly where a supervisor agent delegates to sub-agents, though there are other advanced options. And finally, always set guardrails so your agent doesn't go off the rails, and keep updating them as your use case evolves. And there you have it. You now understand what an agent is and how it works. We are almost ready to build one, but first there are two important concepts to cover: APIs and HTTP requests. You'll see these terms a lot, and while they sound technical, they're both very simple. API stands for Application Programming Interface. It's how different software systems talk to each other and share information or actions. Think of it like a vending machine. You press a button or make a request, and the machine gives you something back, the response. You don't need to know how the machine works inside. You just give it the right input to get what you want. APIs are the same. Behind the scenes, websites and apps use them constantly to fetch or send data. The two most common API requests are GET. This pulls information like checking the weather, loading a YouTube video, or grabbing the latest news article. The other is POST. This sends information, things like submitting a form, adding a row to a Google Sheet, or sending a prompt to ChatGPT. Now, there are other types like put, patch, or delete, but most agents just use GET and POST. And here's where it can get confusing. The API defines what requests are possible, like the buttons on a vending machine. The HTTP request is the actual action of pressing one of those buttons. So API is the interface with options. HTTP request is sending a specific request using one of those options. Now, with N8N, you don't have to build everything from scratch. It comes with plug-and-play integrations for tons of services: Google, Microsoft, Slack, Reddit, even NASA. Most things you'll want to connect are already there and easy to use. For more advanced agents, you can also build custom tools using HTTP requests to connect to any public API, even if it's not officially integrated. Then one more quick term: a function is the specific action available through an API, like get weather or create event. It's what your agent is calling when it sends a request. Here's just a simple example. You build an agent that emails you the weather every morning. It uses the Open Weather Map API, which has a function called get weather. The agent sends an HTTP GET request to that function. The API responds with the weather data. The agent reads that and formats it into a friendly message for your inbox. Behind the scenes, the agent is talking to the API using structured JSON data, but you build all of this simply using natural language, and all you see when interacting with it is natural language. Using just the concepts we've covered: LLMs, memory, tools, APIs, and HTTP requests, you could already build powerful agents. Things like an AI assistant that reads your emails and summarizes tasks, or a social media manager that generates content and posts it for you, a customer support agent that checks your knowledge base and Using just the concepts we've covered: LLMs, memory, tools, APIs, and HTTP requests, you could already build powerful agents. Things like an AI assistant that reads your emails and summarizes tasks, or a social media manager that generates content and posts it for you. A customer support agent that checks your knowledge base and replies to common questions, a research assistant that fetches real-time data from APIs and turns it into useful insights, or a personal travel planner that checks flight prices, checks weather at your destination, and recommends what to pack. These aren't futuristic ideas. They're real tools you can build right now using exactly what you've already learned. And now that you understand how agents work, let's dive into the platform we'll be using to build one. N8N is a powerful tool for building automations and agents using a visual interface, no coding required. It's fairly inexpensive compared to other tools, and what's really nice is they have a 14-day free trial that gives you a ton of usage. All your building and testing doesn't cost anything until the workflow is finished. Then you get 1,000 uses on the finished workflow. For most people, that's going to feel like completely unlimited usage for 14 days to see if you want to continue. And this isn't sponsored by them or anything. I have zero affiliation. And there is also an open source version you can install and run locally for free if you want. The core of how it works is you build workflows by dragging and dropping blocks called nodes. Each node represents a specific, see if you want to continue. And this isn't sponsored by them or anything. I have zero affiliation. And there is also an open source version you can install and run locally for free if you want. The core of how it works is you build workflows by dragging and dropping blocks called nodes. Each node represents a specific step, like calling an API, sending a message, using ChatGPT, or processing data. You connect the pieces you need and your agent comes to life. And here's a really cool part. N8N now has a dedicated AI agent node. This node actually gives you spots to plug in the 3 components we talked about earlier. The brain, your chosen LLM like ChatGPT or Claude, the memory to carry context and remember things, and tools like Gmail, Slack, Google Sheets, or any custom API. That means you can build a full-blown agent, one that reasons, remembers, and acts all from a single node connected to whatever services you want. Now it's finally time to build an agent. We're going to start with the weatherbot idea, but expand it into something actually useful. Because let's be honest, I don't need an email telling me the weather when I can just open an app. So here's what this agent will do. Every morning, it checks my calendar. If I've scheduled a trail run event, it checks the weather near me, looks at a list of trails I've saved, and recommends one that fits the conditions and how much time I have. Then it messages me with the suggestion. All of that happens inside a single AI agent node using N8N's built-in LLM, memory, and tool integrations. This build is custom to me, but the structure is universal. Any personal assistant agent typically starts with 3 things: access to your calendar, a way to communicate, and some personal context, like the Google Sheet I'm using here. Everything I'm using is easy to swap out or customize. You can use the exact same tools to build something tailored to you. I'm starting in a fresh project in N8N. That's basically just a folder for organizing workflows. In this one, none of my credentials are linked. That way I can walk through everything from scratch. First, I'll click Start from Scratch. That creates a new workflow. Then hit Add First Step. That opens the list of available triggers. We'll use this one on a schedule since we want this to run automatically every day. I will set it to 5 a.m. and that's it. First step done. Next, let's add the agent itself. Click the plus button, find the AI section and open it up. Then select AI agent. This adds the node and opens it up. A quick note on how these are set up. The left side shows what input is coming into the node. That's typically the output from the previous node. In this case, it's just the trigger. The right side will show the output, what this node is sending to the next after it executes whatever it is you set up. Then in the middle is parameters and settings, where you'll set up exactly what you want the node to do. We'll leave this as is and click out back to the canvas for now. When you create a node this way, it will connect to the previous node automatically, but if you create one separately or need to move one around, just click the connection line and hit the trash icon to delete it, then drag from the output of one node to the input of the next to reconnect. This single node is where everything happens. It links to your LLM, your memory system, and all the tools your agent can use. Next, let's set up the brain of the agent, the LLM. Down here on the AI agent node, go down where it says chat model and click the plus icon. Now select the language model you want to use. I'll use OpenAI, but depending on your use case, you may prefer something else. Claude is great for writing, Gemini does well with coding. You can check the LLM leaderboard online to compare models based on different tasks. And this won't work yet because we haven't added credentials. Click create new credentials, then it'll ask for your API key. To find that, head to platform.openai.com/settings. Once you're here, click API keys, then create new secret key. I'll give it a name and I'm going to remind myself to delete this one later. Now choose your default project or make a new one if you want. Now click create secret key, then copy it. You won't be able to see this again later. Back in N8N, paste that key into the credentials field and save. Now you'll see a list of OpenAI models to choose from. GPT-4o Mini is a great default for this build. Just one important note, if this is your first
Just to bring in some scouts. Well, I'm going on for a month, leave it then. It didn't. Yeah. Yep.
Time using the OpenAI API, you'll need to fund your account separately from ChatGPT Plus. To do the deep research or something with long, choose the simple how many previous messages to remember at once. To show you what that actually means, here's something cool. You can chat directly with your agents inside n8n. I'll add a new node, come down to add another trigger, then pick on chat messages. Click back out to the canvas. Then I can drag the node over to the beginning and connect it to the agent. Now next to the node, I can click open chat and a chat box appears. Now I can chat directly with my agent. I'll say hi, and my name is Kevin. Now, because we set the memory context window to 5, the agent remembers the past 5 messages in here. I can say, what's my name? And it will respond knowing that my name is Kevin. If I remove the memory, it would forget after each message, like starting over every time. And there's not much to talk about yet since the agent isn't built out, but once it is, you can ask it to do things, get info, or even just explore what it's capable of. You can also connect your agent to other interfaces like Slack or WhatsApp to interact through those instead, which is what I like to do most of the time. I'm not going to use this chat trigger in this build, so I'll delete it, but now you know how memory works and why it matters. And click save up at the top. Always remember to save as you go, just in case. Now we'll move on to the most powerful part, tools. Each tool is a sub node connected to the AI agent node. Click the plus icon and you'll see a huge list of pre-built integrations, everything from Google and Microsoft to Slack, Reddit, Notion, and much more. If the service you want isn't in this list, you can still connect it manually using an HTTP. It's very simple. Just click sign in with Google. You choose your account. Check is to make sure it's set to the right calendar. You could use all these drop downs to tell it to add, edit, or move things around on your schedule. For this, it only needs to be able to see what's on it. And that's one tool connected. And the next tool we'll do is for getting the weather. This one's easy too. I will search Google Calendar. Instead of logging into the documentation, and there's also an ask drop down and find my API keys. The thing I'll change here is switching the units from metric to imperial. So I get to paste account. Then click the drop down and find my API keys. Then create a new one and copy it. Back in N8N, paste it and save the credentials. And that's it. The only other setting I'll change here is switching the units from metric to imperial, so I get temperatures in Fahrenheit. Then I can enter the name of a city near me. I'll just use Draper, Utah. Next up, I'll add Google Sheets. This connection process works just like Google Calendar. I just select my Google account, approve the permissions, and I'm connected. And this is the document I want the agent to use. It's a simple list of trails I want to run. Each entry includes trail name, mileage, elevation gain, and a rough estimate of how long it will take, plus how much shade is on the trail. These estimated times were calculated using a formula I generated with ChatGPT. I am actually building a much more advanced version that syncs with Strava. It analyzes heart rate and split pace based on terrain, then adapts over time. But for now, this basic version works great. And this document is called Trails, and I've labeled the individual sheet at the bottom as runs. That way I can add more tabs later for hikes, family trails, mountain biking, rock climbing, or anything else. Back in N8N, I just use the drop downs to select the document, trails, and the sheet runs. And that's it. The tool is ready to go. The next tool we need is Gmail. Again, this connects just like the other Google services. Log in, approve the permissions, and you're all set. And message, I'll choose the option, let the model define this parameter. This lets the LLM generate both the subject line and the body of the email, so the message is fully customized based on the trail it picks, the weather, air quality, and everything else going on that day. And the last thing I'll do here is I'll go through and rename each of my nodes, but I want times in the summer too. So I want the email this agent sent for Google weather often isn't very accurate, but air now in the list of built-in tools. That's actually not a problem at all. We can use an HTTP request for you. This time we'll do it ourselves. Here's how. First, I'll add a new tool and search for HTTP request. It defaults to a GET request, which is what we want, and it asks for a URL. So here's the steps to get that URL. I'll go to airnow.gov, then under resources, there's a link for developers/API. There will be an option like this on a lot of sites. You can also just search something like AirNow API on Google to find it. Once I'm here, it has instructions on exactly what I need to do. I'll just follow those. I need to create an account. Then it wants me to paste in the API code that emailed to me. And once I'm logged in, I go to web services, and in the API code that emailed to me. And once I'm logged Logged in, I go to web services, and for what I'm building, I want the current observations by reporting area. So under that, I'll use the query tool. Now I can enter a zip code near me. I'll switch the response type to JSON and click build. Now that generates a full URL I can copy. That's all I need, but I'll show real quick when I click run. I can see what the data looks like. So it returns a JSON object with values like AQI and category. I don't need to be able to read that. My agent can. So I'll copy that URL, and back in this HTTP request node, I'll just paste it in here under the URL. Now real quick, I'll rename the node to something like get air quality and update the description so I remember what it's doing. Then I'll check the box for optimized response. And that tells N8N to auto parse the JSON into items the LLM can use more easily. It would work either way. ChatGPT can handle raw JSON just fine, but this just keeps things cleaner. And that's it. Honestly, it's not much harder than using a built-in integration. Now, if the tool you want doesn't have an API at all, that's a different story. That's more advanced and outside the scope of this tutorial. But if you've made it this far and then you do a couple builds, by that point, you'll already know enough to be able to figure it out. Just look at the site's documentation or ask its problem. Now, the final step before we can run this is writing a prompt for our agent. Right now is what information is it? Task, what is it trying to accomplish? Input, or what data does it have access to? Tools, which actions can it take? Constraints, what rules should it follow? And output, what should the final result look like? The easiest way to generate this prompt is to ask ChatGPT. I just tell it what my agent is supposed to do and ask it to write a structured prompt using those parts. And usually I already have a conversation open about the project I'm building, so it's just a natural part of the workflow. It gave me a clean, well-structured prompt that covers everything I need, so I'll read through it just to double check. That's always a good habit, but this one looks good. Now I'll go back to the AI agent node in N8N. Under the source for prompt, I'll change it from connected chat trigger node to define below. Then I'll paste the prompt into the box below. That's it, prompt. I'll change it from connected chat trigger node to define below. Then I'll paste the prompt into the box below. That's it. Now the agent knows what to do. Now our AI agent is complete. Let's give it a try. So I'll come down here and hit test workflow. And we get an error. That's actually on purpose. I left this one in to show you the easiest way to handle most errors you'll run into. I already have that chat open with ChatGPT about this agent, so I'll just screenshot the error and I drop that into the conversation and ask how to fix it. Now it gives me step-by-step instructions, tells me exactly what to change, and it even includes the text I need to copy and paste. I just go to the node it mentioned, make that change, and test the workflow again. Okay, this time it completed, but I still got an error. This time it shows it's in the weather node. So this one was not intentional. Okay, I think I know what it's saying is wrong, but just to confirm, I'll screenshot this and ask ChatGPT again. So it tells me the city name isn't formatted correctly for the API. So to fix that, I just go to the site, I'll search for Draper, and it shows Draper US instead of UT I put for Utah. So I'll switch that out. Now I'll test the workflow again. All right, this time it completed successfully with no errors. So I will go check my inbox, and there it is. I have an email with the trail recommendation based on the day's weather, air quality, and my schedule. I could fine-tune the prompts to touch up the formatting in here and make it look a little prettier. I can also take out the sent by N8N part, but this is amazing. I also want to show what this looks like talking to it. So really quick, I'll add a chat node, then connect that to the agent. Now I'll open up the agent and switch the source to connected chat trigger node. Then I'll open up the chat and ask, what is the weather today? Nice, it finds the weather in my area. I have 2 hours. What trail should I run? Now it searches the list and it came back with a few options, and it gave me its best choice, which would allow a little extra time for stretching or a cooldown. It's using the tool.
Whenever. Never agree. Is this heavy? Nice and cool in here though. Nice and cool in here.
tools it has access to, and the context I've given it to make its decisions. And that was just a really quick demo to show that chat feature, but when you give access to a lot more tools and information, plus the ability to add and change things across your calendar, document, or anything else, this gets super powerful. In a short amount of time, you can build your own advanced personal assistant to save yourself time. And that's a good place to start with these so you can fine-tune your agents before building something that others will interact with. When you do get to that point, they're also extremely powerful at work or in your business. And at Futurepedia, we use agents for all kinds of tasks, and no matter what industry you're in, there's a good chance agents can save you time and money with research, customer support, sales workflows, financial automations, you name it. So I hope this helped you if you're just getting started. I'll be making more videos on N8N and more advanced workflows soon, especially if this one is received well. But if you want to go way more in depth on learning AI, on Futurepedia, we have over 20 comprehensive courses on how to incorporate AI into your life and career to get ahead and save time. You can get a 7-day free trial using the link in the description, or check out this video with 13 AI tools that can save you 1,000 hours in 2025.
Try to do that, and we'll see how it works.
Okay, and if I actually use this workflow, what is the potential outcome of that? Like, why should I even care about this?
Yeah, the outcome is that you're going to be able to test content angles, hooks, and topics way faster. So instead of
I need to build a product catalog for a medical supplies distributor. We don't produce or manufacture any of our own products, and we sort of are a middleman, so to speak. I've never made a product catalog, particularly in the medical equipment space, but my understanding is this is sort of the norm. I think there's definitely room to maybe add or, just make it better, but I don't know what I don't know. And so, I'm just trying to understand the space. Can you give me like a comprehensive report around building product catalogs? What information is needed? What information is useful? What information is like nice to have? What are some interesting things I could do with this catalog? What information should I include? Good questions. Let me pull something up here and take a look. So basically, the company's called Four Directions. It's Four Directions Medical Distribution Limited, and some description about it is like a dedicated medical supply distributor serving healthcare facilities, pharmacies, and communities across Canada. We specialize in the distribution of high quality medical supplies for wound care, ostomy care, incontinence management, and other essential medical and surgical needs, with a strong focus on reliability, compliance, and compassionate service. We support both institutional clients and individual patients. Our product lines are carefully selected to meet the diverse and evolving needs of care providers, hospitals, long-term care facilities, and remote communities. Whether you require dependable logistics, fast fulfillment, or expert product sourcing, Four Directions is committed to being your trusted partner in medical distribution. So I hope that answers your question in terms of who's the primary audience for this. It will be a print catalog. Eventually, there will be a digital one as well. But for now, for what we're thinking about right here, just think, what should we include in the print? I just kind of told you some of the different markets that we serve, like ostomy, incontinence, urology, wound care. I feel like I have the tools, but I'm open to ideas. But it's more so around the content that I should include. So I'm going to use Figma plus a Google datasheet to get the data from Google Sheets, where I have all the products and some images and different information. And I'll use Figma's Google datasheet sync to actually pipe the information into some components that I build. I think that should be it, but if not, if I'm missing something, then yeah, please do tell me. I'm also interested in like, what are the design best practices here? So I need to put it.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey there.
Hey, do you have a moment?
Yeah.
Okay. What about Kendall?
Yeah. Here, I'll throw you on speaker.
Wait, I'm gonna have to Google Meet you. Okay.
Oh, Google Meet with us? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be real quick. I just have to be able to share the screen.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna send you an invitation. Okay. It's how we gotta reload. Claudette. I'm about to have a meeting here with these people about this catalog. So, I can if you don't want to, but just give me a moment. Sorry, do what exactly? You're just gonna email her back? Oh, all it is a. Never mind. It is an order. Ty, here, you help Sig. I can respond to her. Hey, Claudette. Thanks for sharing that. Hey, where are you at?
Oh. We're out at the cabin.
Oh yeah, nice. Yep.
Yeah.
I thought you guys didn't have internet there.
No, Tyson set it up last time when we were here.
Oh, okay.
There's like a Wi-Fi box.
Right.
Kendall had it in the box for a while, so now it works. 6 months. 6 months in the box, but
I'm just gonna share my screen. I just want to get a sense of like what you guys are like hoping this catalog kind of looks like. It's not window. Where's Figma? Yeah, okay. Okay, can you see that?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, like the idea would be, hey, and this is obviously a super rough draft, but the idea would be that this is like one page, and on it you would have several cards like this for each product. I'm just curious if this is what you're looking for, your thoughts and feelings.
Perfect.
Yeah, just,
Yeah, I love it.
that's cool. Okay, and the image would go here. I'll probably leave like a slight border of like, I mean, I can. Let me
Honestly, like pictures are a bonus, but just even that looks professional. So, like, if you can't find good images of things, don't sweat it. But that looks super professional.
Okay. So I mean, I've managed to find, I think, decent images for most of them. Obviously, I'm still waiting on the Convatec and the Biotane from Coloplast.
Okay.
And I don't know if I think I emailed somebody at Hollister about pictures for the Vapro products. I don't think they've.
Yeah, you did. I saw that to Caitlin.
Yeah. So she hasn't got back to me, but either way, those are really, and I mean those are a lot of the products, so it's definitely not close to being done. But
Yeah.
But yeah, the idea would be put an image right here. This information though, in like the text size, font, all that stuff, that's cool with you guys.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yep.
Any,
Beautiful.
I was thinking maybe like something for like adding another badge similar to this one that has the like product category. I don't know if that seems like valuable or not, but
What do you mean? I'm not sure I understand.
well, category would be like if I pull up, is this still sharing Figma or is it showing me on the web?
I can look at either.
Well,
Which one do you want
I'm
to look
saying
at?
like right now, what's being displayed.
Oh, it's that Pleurex vacuum bottle with drain line is what we can see.
Okay. I have to change that. Wants to enter in picture to picture. This time. Stop presenting. Present again. Say entire screen. Screen 2. Okay.
Hello, handsome.
So here's this.
That's not Tyson.
Is
Oh,
that Tyson?
hello,
No,
ugly.
that's Siegfried. That's
Oh.
Siegfried.
How could you tell just from his knees? That's pretty good.
Which last modified. Let's sort that the other way. 4 directions. Yeah. Okay. So why did I come here again? Oh yeah. So item type, there's like wound care, incontinence, urology, that kind of thing, and then like subtype. I've broken down a lot of like the initial sheet just kind of had. I go into 7gen.
I think I just want to do it by manufacturer.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like our big Medline catalog. They just like all the Molnicki wound care together, all the Biotane together.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let's just do it by manufacturer.
Okay. Okay. And so you mean when you say by manufacturer, you mean like within the catalog, you want each
They're like
product
all
to not be like
all
wound care.
Coloplast
Okay.
together.
Right.
Yeah, all
Okay.
Hollister together.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
Well,
I will be able to get that once I get those pictures. I mean, I can send you because like I have to like fully go in here and design this thing. I've
yeah,
like looked online for like product catalog sort of templates,
yeah,
and unfortunately, most of the tools that I'm familiar with are very like web centric. So there's
yeah.
amazing templates people have built for websites, but not necessarily for a physical catalog. So I am kind of going through it and building it myself, and then the idea is once I have like the structure of it, then I can use this Google Sheets sync, which will basically pull in all the data. So this is, I mean, I can run,
I think that looks super cool.
if I duplicate this and bring it down here, I should be able to run that, let's see this. I think if I go plugins, Google Data Sheet, fetch and sync, does it only do it for the first one? That can't be right. Plugins, Google Sheet. Maybe I have to make 2 of them. Let's say duplicate that again. Go here, select both of them, and say plugins. Hopefully this works. Yeah, okay, there you go. So that's pulling in straight from that Google Sheet that I have. So you can see they're
Okay.
slightly different.
Yep.
And the photos aren't working. That shouldn't be a major issue. Like I should be able to fix that. But yeah, the idea is just basically have like the layout sort of made, and then once I get the images, it should be easy enough to just pull it all in. But if you're happy with how each one of these cards looks,
Yeah,
then I
love
can
it.
put them on a page. One other question I had around the cards, it works well for Pleurex. Let's say if I duplicate that, it works well for Pleurex. But the issue I think I might run into, and what I'm curious what your thoughts would be, is that I'm wondering, because we have like some speedy cath things, right? It's weird that I
Yep.
made these 2 separate ones. Because we have some speedy cath things, there is going to be like different sizes. If you look at how I have this
Sure.
sheet set up, um,
Yep.
this one, um, this one is honestly, this is probably wrong. Actually, I just thought about it out loud, and I think I will have to do it by each product because if I have sizing in there, the sizing will influence the product code.
Right.
So I don't know if the data sheet sync will work if I don't have separate sizes for each. That's unfortunate. Okay. Anyways, I think I answered my own question there. Okay, cool. Well, that was it. I just wanted to make sure that this sort of format for each product looks like what you want.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I think it looks awesome. A question for you guys, and you might know this, Tyson might know this, I don't know. There was an opportunity to go June 15th to meet with one of the communities.
Okay.
Do you like in BC? Have you heard anything about that or
Let me talk to Tyson. Yeah, Tyson. Hey, can you come here for a sec?
get him out of bed?
Kendall's asking about
Crazy.
there was some opportunity to meet with like a community on June 15th.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't really know what about it. Let me put this on. Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, okay. Do you want to ask the question? I'm not sure exactly what it is.
Sure. Hi, Tyson. This is Kendall, and I'm with Tanya. We were wondering what the update is on the possible education that might happen on June 15th. Is that something that could proceed? Are you in your pajamas?
I have shorts under these. I was walking around outside earlier.
Oh,
You gotta stay warm in this house. There's a lot of windows. Yeah. So what's going on? I emailed. I reached out to the Coloplast rep on Friday. Like I sent her an email last week about it. Or maybe early last week, but she hasn't gotten back to me yet. I know like the day after the dinner I had with her, I sent her that email. And she just hasn't replied at all.
is the community expecting it? Like, have you got a community that was lined up for it?
That want to.
No. Like the nation is Comox. They're a really small clinic. And so I don't know, maybe I didn't bring it up in the right way. Like what I said to them was like, I'd like to go out there and like bring you some lunch and like, give you some food kind of thing. And they said, yeah, like that sounds great, like we'd welcome it. But I don't know if that would be like the route that I have to go to try and get something with the Coloplast lunch set up. Do you think I'd have to talk to like I mean, I can reach out to them obviously and do this, but like, is it?
You know what? You've answered the question as far as I'm concerned, because Uncle Kendall was trying to figure out if he needed to come out and do the presentation because you didn't because Coloplast hadn't got back to you and they were going to be expecting something. But it doesn't sound like they're expecting anything right now.
No, like here's the reason I had urgency on that one. There's a nurse there in Sydney, and she's moving to like 100 Mile House area in BC still. And so she's moving to a different clinic. And so I was like, okay, well, like if I get like a good memory in her head now, then she'll remember us when she gets to that clinic. And so she's leaving at the end of June, possibly mid-June. And so that's why I was trying to make it happen before then.
And you said what day were you throwing out there? The 15th?
Yeah.
That's a Sunday, dude.
Yeah, week of the 15th.
The week of the 15th.
Yeah, it was like mid-June.
Okay. I'll come out there and do that with you if you want. Yeah. I just want to pop in and out.
We're just in the middle of moving. Like it's going to be right smack in the middle of us moving into the new warehouse. So.
But there's a direct flight from Edmonton to Comox, so I could go in and out.
Okay.
So if you want to do that, I will come and do it. That's completely up to you, but I will make myself available.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I know you just said that, and so maybe there's something I could try and do. Like, if I went there, then I could go see them, and we could see the Sonage clinic, which is like supposedly pretty pretty different than other clinics. Like there's like 4 different groups of nurses that work out of there at 4 different reserves kind of thing. And so I think they're all in the same office. I'm not exactly sure on that. But
Yeah, well, I will give you a day. So whatever you can line that you want to line up for a day, you've got me. I just can't make it multiple days.
okay, that's fair.
Okay.
What would be your preferred day to do this?
Don't care. Yeah, I could care less. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll line it up with Thomas and give it like, I mean, if it's not just close by, then I'll try and line that up too. I don't know what it looks like on the map exactly yet, but
All right. Well, like I said, you have me for the day, so whatever that may look like, I'm happy to do.
Sick. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll talk to them.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Did you get your new order?
Yeah, I did. How's your
Hey, Deb. It's not.
Oh, don't talk to her about that. She's so spitting mad. She thinks I did something to screw it up.
I did not say it was you. I'm just telling you, it's not working. Anyways,
Mom, is it?
it's all, what? No, it's really bizarre because I'm telling you right now, my phone calls will still come through. Any Ring Central calls I'm getting, I'm not getting any Ring Central fax messages.
Oh, that is weird.
At all.
That is so weird.
It's tough. Okay. Okay, well, if you guys want anything else.
Yeah, I want my Ring Central fixed. Anyway, what was I gonna say to you?
Wait. Did you message support? Like I said.
No, I'm sorry. I've been so busy today. Like we've had a crazy busy. We're gonna have a $70,000 sales day today. And massive amounts of claims and other things. Just been very busy.
Yeah, you should
So.
still find 5 minutes to send them an email. Just like, hey, I got this message that said all my information's been changed, and I'm not.
Kendall never got it. The message never came to him.
Yeah, well, I see.
Yeah, it's weird.
It is weird. You should definitely reach out to them. Just send them an email.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Just like
All right.
to ChatGPT, like I need you to draft an email to Ring Central. Here's the issue. Have it write
Okay.
something for you and just send it. Like don't
Okay.
think about it too long, but it's definitely something you should look at.
Look.
Yeah.
Hey, did you like my message I sent you for 4 directions?
You didn't look at it yet.
One sec. You guys, you need to go check out the deals page on Zoho. Okay. And look at the territory that's for British Columbia. That's how we're tracking sales orders. Okay. To answer your question, did I like it? Yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it was appropriate. I might edit it, but
You used ChatGPT.
nice. Yeah.
Could you tell?
Could I tell? Sure. Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
It sounded pretty standard, so I guess, yeah, it makes sense. It was ChatGPT.
Okay. Are you saying that I wouldn't have sounded like that?
No, I didn't actually. I didn't bring it up. You did.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Touche. Anyways, what did he say I'm supposed to look under here? Deals?
Yeah. I think what you're actually supposed to do is go to ChatGPT and get it to draft you an email so you can talk to customer support. I think that's definitely more important than looking at the deals module. It's cool,
Okay.
but you should talk to Ring Central. Yeah, I mean,
Oh.
both of these tasks take 30 seconds, so I don't think you're incapable of doing either or both.
Okay, here we go. Here's his deals page.
Yeah.
Sales order,
I'm gonna-
Arlene Watts, Inco, 22nd.
I'm gonna let you guys go.
Okay. See you, honey.
See you. Love you.
Yeah. Love you, bye. What time?
Good. Well, I'm trying to work, so.
Tell him to phone me.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna take 10 seconds. Look left, top left corner, it'll say territories. Choose British Columbia,
Mm-hmm.
and then, go to any of those things. You see them? Click it.
Yeah.
Click on one of
Okay.
them. It'll bring you to the deal page, right?
Okay.
Does it say that at the top? Like,
Says deal page, yeah.
okay, cool. Now it'll show you details, and it'll be like show details. Click on the show details thing, and then look at it.
Show details. I don't see that. Do you see that?
No.
Show details.
All right,
No.
whatever. Yeah.
I'm looking. Just a second. You phone me. Phone me and explain it to me.
Because
It does matter to me. I'm looking at it right now. I just don't see the show details. Okay.
How do I? Not that.
I got into the page, but I couldn't figure out how to show details.
Okay, look. So I think this is what it usually looks like, probably for you guys.
Yeah.
Tyson wanted to go into this one, I think.
Mhm.
Did he say deals?
This is deals. That's where you are.
Is that what he said though?
No, he said going to show detail.
No. But like, he said go into the deals module. Is that
Yes. Yes. Mhm.
right? All right. So show details. If you went to the page, it would be like this. Show details.
Okay.
Actually, no. This is not the right one. Ty. Yeah, here you go. So if you didn't see that, basically you click on this stage,
Yeah.
and then it's like a bunch of steps here that Tyson mapped out, and you can go into show details, and here we have a PPA and a script. And,
Oh, cool.
Yo, Ty.
Can you do multiple on there?
I don't know. Let me get him. He can walk you through. Tyson.
Did you make the S?
Nope, bought it at an antique store. But it's really just from China, I'm sure.
It's from China?
I'm sure. It's one of those antique stores that's not really antique.
Do you care now?
I always cared. I was trying to wait for you to show me and you just buggered off. Anyway.
Anyway.
I felt
Look at this. Okay.
Yeah.
Here, if it expires, it's just a click now. Hey, I need this. And now look here, you can see how many days that it took for each stage. Like,
holy shit, that's cool.
this isn't accurate or anything, but it's like now you have like a certain metric of like, okay, they're able to do this in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, complete order,
Mhm.
And now it's like, say I go to Molly's page. I go to Molly's page, it's like, okay, whatever, all this stuff, But if I look down here, associated deals takes you back here. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, you can like filter by all of these columns too. You can literally like attach files, everything. So
Can you do predetermination? Like can you do
no.
reloads? Oh.
I mean, here's the thing. This thing, it's like you just reset it. Like you can just set your stage back to whatever it is,
Okay. Yeah.
So like there's no need to do reloads all the time. It's like you'll have the official, okay, this was the predetermination start date. This was the last claim date. And so like this isn't finished yet. Like I'm still adding like, okay, when you do like claim 1, it's like it'll be like claim and invoice date, and this is something that Harsh can now go to and be like, okay, I don't have to sort through all this fucking shit. Pardon my language. But like I don't have to sort through all of this accounting stuff and whatever. It's just like, okay, they got me a link to the SOS page that has the exact You know, this is the.
Oh, no way, that's kind of cool.
This
Did
is
you
the
see that?
order, you know?
Go back to that. Show how much, because that worked kind of cool.
So you literally, it's just once you
You
create
just
the sales.
send you?
Yes. Yeah. No,
And was it something?
I already talked to the nurse.
Right on.
She filled it out great. So yeah. Okay.
Good job.
That's all I wanted to say. See you guys.
Alrighty. Yeah, love you.
While you're here, Mom, I'm just gonna draft you this email, okay?
I think you don't trust me.
Well,
Yeah.
it's not that I don't trust you. It's just
Okay.
this seems like an urgent thing.
Oh,
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I need help drafting a support email. Basically, the subscription that we have is called Ring Central. Two issues that we need resolution to. One is, for whatever reason, I don't seem to be getting phone calls. Let me stop there.
you're getting the calls. You're getting the phone calls. You're not getting the faxes.
Okay. I am getting the phone calls, but I'm
Yeah.
not receiving the fax. Okay, and then I think, and the other one is that last night I was on the software and there was some sort of warning error thing that said, hey, your email and password and security questions have been changed. If this was not you, reach out to customer support. I've talked to everybody that has access to this. Nobody said that they did this. What's the deal? Can you guys investigate? Does that sound right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was at 10:44 p.m. Alberta time, I think.
All right. This message showed up. It was on the software.
It was on the email to Kendall.
Okay. There was an email that was sent yesterday at 10:45 Mountain Standard Time about this issue. There was an email that was sent yesterday at 10:45 p.m. about this issue. Any other valuable pieces?
I think that's all. I just need to know how to get my faxing working again. You maybe should mention in there that
Here,
that he hooked into the Ring Central so that you could do outgoing faxes, and that's when it quit working.
okay. This issue seemed to pop up when one of our newer people was configuring fax sending from a different location. It didn't happen exactly at the same time, but that's the only thing that we could think of that might have changed to influence this. What's this? So, hey, Ring Central, we got two problems. Missing fax. We're getting the calls fine, but no faxes come through. Security alerts last night, 10:45 p.m. I saw an in-app. No, I saw it was an email, right? Not in-app.
Yeah.
Warning came in email, not in the software. Okay. Please investigate why fax aren't arriving. What triggered the security notification? Okay. All right, I'm sending this to you, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Tanya. Central email.
Why don't you, Tyson, he can send it from his.
Okay. Let's see this. Ring Central support email. Live chat support. Support cases online. Okay. I'm gonna just share this. Check. Oh, check here. There's a link. And we're available on various channels. Provide your security answer and security pin. Access your voicemail for more instructions. Okay. Yeah, I think it's gonna have to be you because you need that information. I'm sending this email. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Let me know when it gets there. If
What's
if
it coming to my email?
just Tanya at 7gen.
Okay.
If there, yeah. Some research. I would probably go to this one. Just chat with us.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Thank you, dear.
Yeah. No problem. Thanks for your time, guys.
All right. Love
All
you.
right. Love you. Um, Na, 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 na. La, 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 la. Feel good ink. Gorillas. Oh, dude, am I still streaming? Oh, surely still streaming. This music is not gonna be allowed to play. Fuck it.
Windmill, windmill for the land, love forever hand in hand. Take it all, live on your stride, taking, falling down. Love forever, love is free, let's turn forever, you and me. Windmill, windmill for the land, is everybody in?
Laughing gas, these hazmats, fast cats, lining them up like ass crack. Play these ponies at the track, it's my chocolate attack. Shit, I'm stepping in harder this year. Yeah, bear repping in harder this year. Watch me.
The Edmonton Oilers are now just one win away from returning to the Stanley Cup final after a 4-1 win over the Dallas Stars in Game 4. We may very well be seeing a Stanley Cup final rematch with Connor McDavid getting his shot at revenge. Now, both series aren't over, however, this version of the Oilers may even be better than the one that went all the way to the finals last season. So, diving into Game 4, there wasn't a whole lot of room 5-on-5, so special teams became the big difference in deciding the winner. Now, in order to understand how these two teams are trying to expose each other, we gotta understand what systems they use. First, let's step into Edmonton's locker room and look at the Oilers' power play. Now, the pre-scout heading into this game for Edmonton is that Dallas's PK plays an aggressive diamond formation. They want to pressure you into making bad decisions with the puck. Now, what the Oilers want to do is get Dallas to overpressure to the point where they spread out. So on the first power play of the game, look at the Oilers. They're in that traditional 1-3-1 look. The puck goes to McDavid, and once he cuts back, watch Nugent Hopkins in the bumper position kick out to the perimeter. Edmonton now has 4 players on the perimeter, and the Stars killers have flexed all the way out to stay aggressive, which leaves a big old space in the middle of the ice here. McDavid can't get this pass over, but that's an interesting look. Right after that, the Oilers are going to take advantage on the entry. Perry drops it back to Draisaitl and then says, "I'm just going to stand right here, good sir." Picks off Granlund like prime Shaq. Draisaitl has that clear lane into the zone, plays a little give and go with Nugent Hopkins, and bang. The German doctor doesn't play around in his office. No windup or anything. Unger is late picking up the pass and anticipating the play. It's money, and the Oilers have a 1-0 lead thanks to a power play goal. Later in the game, however, Edmonton goes back to that same spread look. They're originally going to get into this 2-3 formation, and look at how stretched out the diamond has become for Dallas. Again, watch Nugent Hopkins here, that sneaky little devil. Watch his movement. He weaves in and out of the bumper, then kicks back out to the perimeter. Once McDavid gets this puck, Edmonton is in that spread look again. Now, this is a pass that Connor McDavid can make 10 times out of 10. That creates a 2-on-1 isolation look that they're always striving for down low at the net. A little cheeky under the stick pass, and Edmonton has another power play goal. Corey Perry gets another one. The guy's 7,000 years old still, and he's scoring clutch goals. Even late in the game as well, Edmonton didn't stray away from this. They still maintained that spread look, and they were perfectly content without having anyone in the bumper slot or middle part of the ice. They know that Dallas's PK is aggressive by nature, so if they can lure them out to the perimeter, they can eventually spread them out and find that 2v1 isolation play that is almost good for an automatic goal. Now, if you step into Pete DeBoer's office, you need to capitalize on your power play opportunities because you just can't score 5-on-5 in this series. So, let's look at the pre-scout for the Oilers penalty kill, and the setup that they use is a triangle +1. Triangle protects the net. The +1 pressures from the top down to keep the play to one side of the ice. Dallas's power play is more married to the 1-3-1 setup than Edmonton, but their first power play of the game, they couldn't even get set up. The entries were an ugly mess, and when they got to the blue line, Edmonton would send 2 defenders to the corner to pressure the puck carrier, and despite Dallas outnumbering Edmonton on the wall, they just kept losing the battle for a clear. But then we see some adjustments. Dallas has 2 methods of breaking down Edmonton's PK. The first method is making the penalty kill collapse with a down-low play. Dallas has had a ton of success with this method, especially in Game 1. They would use quick puck movement, low to high, to drag the Oilers +1 forward down low. Then they kick it back to the point, and it would create all kinds of space for them to step in for a shot. So on this power play, Robertson gets the puck on the flank, and the bumper spot is taken away. I mentioned the bumper spot because that's important for later, so book that. Now, they try this down low in a cross play that has worked very well for them in these playoffs, but this is the second power play unit, so Granlund can't one-time this puck because he's a left-handed shot. However, that down low play causes Edmonton to over-collapse, and now it is panic time for the Edmonton Killers. The +1 flexes out aggressively for the block. That creates a seam right in the middle to attack, and Robertson goes top bunk, knocking over all the peanut butter. Now, if we go back to that bumper play that was originally taken away, that's important because the second method to exposing Edmonton's PK is using the bumper to change sides. With the top forward on Edmonton's PK doing their very best to take away that cross-seam threat, Dallas can use the player in the bumper as a path to change sides. Watch here as a +1 flexes out to take away that pass to the other side of the point. So Harley zips it over to the bumper. He kicks it over to Granlund. And again, it's panic at the disco. Edmonton over collapses and Dallas almost bingos, but no cigar. Once this play starts cooking for the Stars, the +1 on Edmonton's PK starts anticipating it, and it opens up the lane for the cross-seam pass. Now, going back to the Robertson power play goal, we saw that Edmonton was very conscious of that bumper play and took it away. So Dallas adjusted again by using movement to open up that same bumper play. You can see basically that they would form almost a triangle 3-on-1 situation where 1 or 2 Dallas players would be in motion to make this play available. Dallas got some great looks with this play, but they ultimately fell short. Edmonton's 2 power play goals to Dallas's 1 was enough to be the difference. The Oilers add 2 empty netters and are now just 1 win away from going back to the Stanley Cup final. Now, there's a couple storylines going into Game 5. First, the biggest one is that Oilers' Zach Hyman is out for the season after taking this hit from Mason Marchment. It was announced that he had surgery and he's not going to be back. That is a huge hit to the Marchment. That Oilers' Zach Hyman is out for the season after taking this hit from Mason Marchment. It was announced that he had surgery and he's not going to be back. That is a huge hit to the Oilers lineup, but you can bring in the big guns and get Jeff Skinner in there. The playoff weapon himself is ready to go. As for the Stars, their scoring woes have just been way too much. Their offense has gone completely dry, and as much as this can be blamed on Dallas' star players, you got to give credit to the Oilers' 5-on-5 play as they've been defending incredibly well in this series. Not to mention, Stuart Skinner has somehow turned into prime Carey Price. price. Also, the new Trine Nugent-Hopkins has caught fire. In these conference finals, he has 9 points, 2 goals, and multiple points in all 4 games. Offensively, he's producing, but where he's at his best is away from the puck. He's such an intelligent player. It's the little things that he does when he doesn't even have possession that make him so effective. Just watch here on this rush play. He defers to McDavid. Then look at this tiny little tie-up on Duchesne. Just having the awareness to slow him down. That extra second gives McDavid that room to make the play. It ends up being a grade A chance because of that tiny play by Nugent-Hopkins. On the back check, just being in the right spot, understanding where the play is going to be, and even on the forecheck, where he's all alone, he's the only guy, solo job, working hard, creating turnovers, making Edmonton extremely hard to play against. His play with the puck is evident in his production, but it's these little details that make him one of the better two-way forwards in the game, and it's showing right now. However, what I think makes this team even more dangerous than they were last year is their depth. Last year, for the first time in the McDavid era, I thought their depth was the best it's ever been. But honestly, with how this current group is playing right now, this team may be even better from the top to bottom, and they're missing arguably their best defenseman in Matthias Ekholm. So, what did you think of Game 4? Do you think Edmonton closes this out in 5 and heads back to the Cup final? Or do you think that Dallas finds a way to claw back and get even in this series? The numbers suggest that.
After showing flashes of his upside his first 2 years at St. Joe's, Rasheer Fleming broke out in a major way as a junior and established himself as a true first ball, made him one of the more effective players in the A10 and someone with an easily projectable skill set as a role player. Now he has a true 4 or a combo forward that he's mostly played as to this point. He's at his best off the ball and just being around where he can wreak havoc and take up a ton of space. He averaged 3 total stocks a game and made plays consistently, including offering some help side rim protection. Now he's not the highest motor or super instinctual shot blocker, but he's certainly capable. He has the length and athleticism to get to spots that other guys just can't, and he can give you both the more traditional weak side rotations and some stuff top side or even behind plays. And he's also solid in passing lanes and can cause a deflection almost on accident, both on the perimeter and in the interior. Now the pick and roll is a big part of that sort of being around that I was referring to. He did everything from playing the drop and contest on the retreat to late switching and even straight switching on the perimeter, which we'll get to a little more in a second. But he's got a chance to be really good here if he can tighten up his positioning, because that ability to be a live body in multiple actions.
Oh, that was a terrible
Fleming. This will end
the passing lane. Out ahead of Rogers.
Opler wants a screen.
Oh, that was a terrible
by Fleming. This will end in 0 for 6.
Freshman Nalsadis with a pull in the backcourt ball. They telegraphed it. Fleming got a deflection.
What a pass!
Johnson and Haskins were building last year. Fleming took it away. Coaching staff before the game.
To me, Matt, the Hawks are playing with great energy at both ends of the court. Moving on offense.
He's that prototypical can guard multiple positions type of guy.
He's already got 9 points and 6 rebounds. Bamazio up top.
St. Joe's all-time leading scorer would surpass Jameer Nelson if he scores as many points as he did a season ago.
Double digits. Estevez serving it up. Fleming ready for it. And tracked out.
Chance to be a first-team all-conference player this year. Lead back to 4. St. Joe's been great for the line, and Fleming with active hands.
The D has been sensational, and then on the other end, they shoot a ton of threes. And they have a lot of weapons that can hurt you.
Here's Furman inside. The hook doesn't go.
Seasons ago for St. Joseph's. Cambridge, bounce feed, top end, double team came. And back for Kaluma. Shedrick on the entry. Against Fleming. Shedrick is stopped.
Whether you're waiting around for orders or cleaning mud off of Humvees, the real-life military action in Modern Warfare 3 never stops. Players take on the role of Private Keyshawn Lewis, a 19-year-old from Clayton, Missouri, who is Lewis, a 19-year-old from Clayton, Missouri, who is